times I wanted to give up with my wrist sore, slit up tears in my eyes, don't recognize the man in the mirror. You couldn't even stun, make the
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip-hop station. The Hype 87.3.
That's right, it is your girl TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on the Hype 87.3. One of my favorites, man. Shout out to Carlito Black checking in today. What is going on, family? How you doing?
Everything healthy, everything good. I can't complain. Blessed, definitely blessed.
It's good to see both you guys. It's been a minute since we've seen each other in person. You know, I know we be interacting online, and we did this over the phone, but it's nothing like being in person and feeling someone's energy, right?
I agree.
100%. Well, again, thank you for being here today.
Not a problem, not a problem.
Introduce yourself.
Carlito Black, a.k.a. Mr. Boss Life for No Life, straight out of Brooklyn. Shout out to Baton Rouge, Virginia, because that's home, too. We here. One of the dopest rap artists you'll hear. Father, mental health advocate. Favorite Afro-Latino, I got to put that out there. Yeah, just a man of many trades.
I love it. Definitely out here doing your thing, and you have been for a long time. Officially about 8 years you've been pursuing your music career. Let's take it back. 8 years ago. Why? Why music?
As I tell people today, music saved my life. It's a very important part of me. Even before I became an artist myself, just growing up in a household and had family members that also did music, because my uncle, he did the scratching thing, did his DJ thing, but he also made beats and he rapped. And I had older cousins, they rapped too. And then just growing up as a kid, hearing the music my mom used to play all the time, like literally every day was a music day for my mom. So I just kept gravitating towards music. I was a big fan of anything art anyway. I always loved art.
So did you spend more time in Brooklyn or more time in, like, as you call it, bad news, right? Virginia? Yeah. Which one did you spend more time in as a child? We'll say up until like your teenage years.
I spent a lot of time, like I was born in Virginia. But by the time I got like into my early teens, I moved to Brooklyn. So yeah, I would say Brooklyn. I spent a lot of time in Brooklyn. I would come back to Virginia here and there, but I was heavily invested in Brooklyn. Yeah,
because I feel like your teenage years are some of your most impressionable years.
Definitely.
So if you spent those years in Brooklyn, it's very impressionable for you. You know, of course, like you said, you know, you got love for back home, VA, but Brooklyn is also home for you as well.
Yes,
definitely. Do you feel like Brooklyn had more of a musical influence on you?
Growing up, like, I was a big fan. Just like I said, my mom was born in Delaware but raised in Virginia. The funny thing is she listened to up like Tupac, Biggie, Rakim, Slick Rick, and like as far as her like go-tos as far as like rap, those was her go-to, the more up north artists. So yeah, for me, I was already influenced by New York before I got to New York.
Understood. Listen, I think a lot of us were, you know, just because there was so much good music coming out. Were you ever a fan, or are you a fan of West Coast music?
Ice Cube, NWA, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Doc. I was a big fan. I was more so, I would say growing up, my favorite West Coast artist was Ice Cube. That was one of my favorite. Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube, but Ice Cube, he was just fire. He has a lot of heat.
I agree. And he's phenomenal in film as well.
Definitely.
Just super, super talented all the way around. Same thing with Snoop. Snoop, he be in commercials. He be doing it all. I'm like, what does that dude not do? That is dope, man. Absolutely. So let's just kind of run through your music journey, because I really want people to understand some of the things that you've been able to do and how it's helped you, because you said you're a big mental health advocate, which we're going to absolutely dive in on that. You've been on the cover of the magazine, The Grind Report, obviously. You know, so were there other magazines that you've been involved with?
Rap, the Rap Echelon magazine, I was a part of that. The Grind Report, I was in a few of those, but Rap Epsilon thing, I was in that too, and it was ones that I would just have little articles. So yeah, I've been but the Grind Report, that was the one I was in most heavy.
Definitely. You've also had some billboards, Times Square, also out here in Georgia. Was it by Georgia State? Was that where it was?
Georgia State.
It's a great location.
And California and Allentown, PA.
Well, hold on a second. So there's a few more on the list. Yeah. Okay. What was the first one?
The first one I did was in Times Square, and to me that was the most monumental, along with the Georgia State one, because like I said, growing up being a kid and you being in New York and you go to Times Square and you see the lights, and that's where everything really, you got the performers and everything like that. So to have a billboard out there and it catch a lot of people's attention, and it was very important to me. It was like definitely one of those monumental moments. I wish I could have made it to be at the one in Georgia, but it's cool. My cousin was there. He made sure he got the footage for me.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was a dope experience. I definitely loved it.
Absolutely, because think about how many thousands and thousands of people pass through Times Square every day that seen that billboard.
Definitely.
On that particular billboard, what was being advertised?
My album, Look What You Made Me Do. That was definitely my I would say, as far as like projects I did, that was like one of the ones that set the tone, that really pushed everything that's going on now, because it was only right to have that kind of promotion behind it.
Yeah.
That was a highly anticipated project, and it definitely delivered like it was supposed to, and it just set the tone for the future.
Sure, absolutely. What about the one at Georgia State? What did you have advertised on that one?
That was that too.
That was I know that's right. And you said there was 2 others as well?
The other ones, they came from the Rap Echelon magazine. I was on the front cover, and he put the front cover on the billboard, so that definitely boosted up the Carlito Black brand and name. So yeah,
absolutely. I want to take it outside of music for just a moment, because you're a big advocate for mental health.
Absolutely.
And I am as well. I feel like it's something that is not talked about often enough. So anytime that somebody's like-minded when it comes to that, I always like to dive in on that subject, because I feel like things that we talk about could allow people to know that they're not alone, or it's okay to seek therapy if they need it, or talk to somebody. How did mental health become like a big, advocacy for you?
Just going through the things I went through. Growing up, I did go through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma things such as that. And suicide was something that was attempted in my life. Along with that, once the suicide attempt happened, I got placed into a mental health facility, and being in there, out of all my strongest moments in life, I would say that was like kind of something that like humbled me and set me back and made me understand, like, even Superman, like, this is something I tell my kids all the time, even Superman has his weaknesses.
Absolutely.
And that just happened to be a vulnerable point where, like, it wasn't nothing I felt I could do to get me out of the place I was in. And so when the suicide attempt happened, and just sitting in the hospital, and then they telling me, yeah, you not going home, we locking you like in this place. It was just like, I'm thankful that happened, because I, like, usually when people sit alone with their thoughts, it can either like help you or harm you. But with me sitting alone in there after the experience, it just kind of like put me back on track and made me understand, like, I need to take my mental more serious, and I need to start taking better care of myself to avoid this ever happening again.
That is facts. That is absolute facts. And I think that comes a lot with just maturity and growth. We do have to give ourselves grace, because we're human beings, right? We all go through stuff, but I think as we mature and get older, we realize it's not just our physical health that we need to take care of, but absolutely our mental health as well.
That's the truth.
So many different aspects on that. How are you feeling today?
Like I said, everything healthy. I'm blessed. Mentally, I'm in one of the greatest places I've been. Like, I've really been at peace these last going on a year now. I've really been in a great, phenomenal place. I can't complain at all.
I know everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is absolutely different. But let me ask you this. If there's somebody out there that sees this, that's going through something and maybe contemplating taking their life, what would you say to them right now? And if you don't mind looking at that camera and say it.
I would tell you, don't give up. The same way you're willing to do that, take that energy and be willing to fight. Value yourself. That's what I wasn't doing. I was too busy caring about everybody else, trying to make sure everybody was safe and secure and they was good, that I was neglecting myself and taking away from myself. So appreciate yourself, value yourself, and know that you're worth it. You ain't got to do it. It's not even worth doing that, because in the long run, you doing more damage to the ones you love and you care about than you are helping them. Never think you're not good enough.
Man. And seek help, absolutely, if
Definitely.
you need it. You know, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for just giving me that vulnerable moment, because I feel like some people will never want to be vulnerable, especially on camera, but you never know. You could save someone's life.
I ain't gonna lie, when they had me in the mental institution, like for the first couple of days, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't saying nothing. It's not, cause I always like it wasn't more so because like in society, they'll tell you men ain't supposed to cry. Me, I always took my time to cry when I was by myself.
As you should.
Like I tell people, I don't care what society think. Is like if I need to cry, I'm gonna go alone. I'm gonna let it out. But when I was in that facility, I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't sleeping or nothing. So when they would have you in the groups or whatever, I'll just be like, no, I'm not saying nothing. I'm good. I'm not saying nothing. But then, somebody that happened to be in there that also was a patient, they was like, they not going to let you out if you don't interact or nothing because they just going to think it's going to get worse. So more so when I did talk, I'll say like the third day of me being in there, it was more so me talking, not because of what they said, but more so I'm like, now is not the time to be holding back no more.
That's
like,
right.
Like you've been holding back your whole life, and when you choose to hold in so much pain and trauma, it becomes cancerous. It starts eating at you.
Yes.
It starts eating at your mental, and then from your mental, it goes down to your physical. So now you don't even recognize who you are no more. You don't even feel the same. You become weaker.
Yeah.
So when I start talking, and the lady that I had, the person, I would say this, the person I had that was supposed to be the therapist, no good at all. He was trash. But the lady that was a therapist to so many people, she would always pull me to the side, have one-on-one conversations with me. So when I broke down like things that happened in my life and things that happened with me, she cried and just stared at me and was like, I'm surprised you still standing, you still here. And that was something people always praised me about, my strength and how strong I was. But it's like, for the people that praise the strength and all that stuff like that, I don't really think people, maybe a few did, but most people never took the understanding. Like, you can think somebody as strong as they are, but that should never keep you away from checking on somebody.
I agree, because you just don't know what that person's going through. And speaking on, the young lady that you're talking about, this is obviously no shade to the fellas, but women are just naturally nurturing by nature, because we're a mother, or maybe we're a sister, or we have a mother. So women, our hormones are structured differently. So like if you cry, I'm going to cry with you. I'm the same way. So I'm not saying a man can't do a good job of providing therapy for you, but I feel like a woman's going to really be a lot more nurturing and understanding of your situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she was an older woman, so she was like kind of like gave me a mother feel, because it was no judgment. Like, she didn't judge me and be like, I don't understand why you would do that. And I'm not going to go too much in detail about the situation, but when I was in there, I got a phone call from somebody, and this phone call I got from the person, you would think they would be more like nurturing and care and everything like that, dealing with what would just happen with me, but instead they like, you talking about kicking somebody when they down, they kicked me like all the way while I was down and stumped me. And the lady happened to be in the background, and she seen, and me, that's one, like, that's in that place I learned to stop holding in so much of my emotions, because when I do that, like, I'll get pissed off. And she happened to look in my face, and she seen the tears flowing in, and she seen like me like boiling my fist, so she came over there and she snatched the phone from me and just looked at me and said sorry. And then she like pretty much balked on the person on the phone and was like, no, I'm not letting you do this to the,
absolutely.
Like, this is not the time, and he does not need that right now. He was like, that is like the fact that you doing this to him now. She was like, I understand why he in here, and she just hung up.
Man, I'm glad she was there at that moment. Yeah. Like that was, without being necessarily intentional, it was intentional. She was meant to be there in that moment to intervene in that situation, because someone's not always going to be there to intervene, and I'm glad that she was.
Absolutely.
That is dope, man. Would you say that because of the things that you've been through, the internal conflict project is kind of a reflection of just things that Carlito Black has experienced and been through in his life?
Definitely. Big shout out to my manager / cousin. I can honestly say when it came to more so addressing, in the beginning before he became my manager, I addressed like mental health things here and there, but I never really went in tune and went in depth in it. Like I didn't even look at it like a mental health situation. I more so just looked at it as me talking my life, my experiences and things like that. But he already went through the mental health thing and he had a better understanding of it. So me and him, we talk all the time, like literally all the time, every day. So he happened to be like, you gotta like do deep conversations. He was like, you got a lot of like mental stuff going on. He said you can help the people, and that's like pretty much I love to do that for the people. I love the fact that they're a fan of my music. He just said you got to put that pain into the music.
Yes.
And when he said that, I already was doing it, but I was doing it in a more aggressive way. Like when he said that, I actually took the time to sit back and think to myself, like, all right, I know for a fact it's people, if not going through the same but similar issues as me.
Yes.
And I'm like, not only am I going to talk about the consequences and the trauma that comes with the streets, I'm going to just talk about everything, whether it be a broken heart, broken home, anything. I'm going to address everything, and I'm going to connect with the people on a more mental and spiritual level. So when I did that, that's when I was buzzing, but that helped me buzz a lot more, and it's more so, it's deeper than the buzz. It's just, I done got messages from people thanking me for my music and saying, whatever you do, don't stop creating the music that you do, because you didn't help me get through some traumatic experience. You kept me from taking my life. So saying that, money and fame can't match that. Like hearing somebody tell me you kept me from committing suicide, it was just like, because then it makes me think back to my moment. I'm like, I didn't have nobody at that moment but me and my music, and just my realness is connecting with people to prevent something like that. I'm all for it.
So with this project, being that you said that your delivery of it was different than, because like you said, you were talking about it, but you switched up your delivery, not so aggressive per se. So the creation of internal conflict, did you feel differently when creating this project than you have in past ones since your delivery was different?
A lot of success was going on. A lot of great things is going on, but at the same time, me and my music, I always plan on taking things up a notch. I always want to take things up a level, and with this one, I kind of I sat back and I thought about a lot of things, past, present, and future.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I went into depth with my past, but I haven't dug deep. So with internal conflict, I chose to dig a little bit deeper than I usually do when it comes to talking about like my mental and everything like that. And I wanted, even with songs like You Lied, I want people to see Carlito Black from every aspect, whether it be pain, whether it be success, whether it be resilience, whether it be warrior, whatever. I want them to see me for every aspect. Like on internal conflict, I chose to be a lot more vulnerable in my music.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's where you develop your strongest, most organic fan base, is when you put some vulnerability in your music, because it goes back to what you said, people can relate to it. And you never know what, someone could be having a terrible day and they throw on some Carlito Black and it just makes their day better. Definitely. That's what it's all about. Is that the true purpose and message that you want to spread through your music, is just really helping others?
I do it for the people.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I'm here to provide hope to the hopeless. That like money and fame, like for people that glorify money and fame, that's cool. If you in the game for that reason, that's cool. But I'm in the game to make history. I'm in the game to also reach the people. That's why I take what I do very seriously. Like I can be like everybody else, so I'm gonna get the Balenci's and I'm gonna do all this, and I come from the bottom. I come from the bottom of the bottom. So for me, being able to accomplish everything I accomplished, for them people back in Bad News or the people back in Brooklyn, the trenches, it may not be everyone, but I'm reaching somebody to provide hope to them that it can be done.
Is that the most rewarding part of what you're doing? Is
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My kids love to see me do what I do with the music. They are some of my biggest fans and motivators. They love it to the point they do their own music thing. They got their own music. My daughter, she been rapping and writing music since she was like 7.
Oh, dope.
My baby boy, he's about to be 8 in August. He makes beats, and so just before I came out here, he told me, "Oh, Dad, can you teach me how to rap when you get back?" I'm like, and then
so dope.
my oldest son, he want to dance, rap, whatever he can do to be in the loop as far as what I do, and it's a great thing to see what I do motivate my kids in a positive aspect, because I feel like these days and times you have parents that don't really pay attention to their actions. They just do whatever they want to do, but you got to understand when you're a parent, you got kids watching you, you gotta proceed with caution. You got to watch what you're doing and the example you set. And my kids know me. They know I stand on business in every aspect.
Absolutely, because you have a broad audience. Like you said, if kids are listening in, and this goes for any artist out there, if you're talking about some crazy stuff, kids are impressionable. They may not necessarily know that it's not real stuff you're talking about. You know, it's a lot of artists fabricate stuff in their music, but in the kids' mind, it's real. Exactly. Oh, it's cool to tote a gun at 12 years old. No, it's not.
No.
You know, so it's like we who have a voice, it's important that we're mindful of, because the tongue is powerful. We got to be mindful of what we put out into the world.
Exactly. What
do you feel like has been one of the biggest sacrifices that, you know, you've had to make to really pursue your music career?
One of them is just being away from my kids. I still, as a father, I still hold everything down and do what I got to do, and still make sure I stay on them to make sure they stay elevated and do what they do. But in the same sense, I got to travel. I got to make things happen.
Yeah.
And I always tell my kids, never get it twisted. I'm going to always be a father first, but at the same time, I won't let being a father stop me from accomplishing what I want to accomplish for myself, because if I do that, then what example am I setting for y'all?
Yeah.
Never let nothing get in your way when it comes to making your dreams a reality.
Ever. Has that been kind of a challenging balance for you?
Nah, because now my oldest, she's 11, my son, he's 9, the baby boy's 7, they know how to contact me. They know how to tell their mom I want to talk to my dad. And
yeah,
no matter where I'm at, no matter the city or the state, I'll answer that phone. I'll chop it up with them. They'll just be smiling and tell me how they proud of me and everything like that. So the balance is there. Like, if they wasn't saying nothing at all, if the smiles wasn't there, then yeah, it'd be different. But like I tell people, me and my baby's been connected before they left the womb, so that connection's always going to be there. Plus, they know why I do what I do. It ain't like dad out here partying and doing nonsense. When they see me, I'm working, videos, studios, interviews, I'm doing it all. So they know their dad doing right and he living right.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Again, everybody's journey is different, and there's going to be people who have similar reasons why they do become a music artist, right? What would you say being a music artist, Carlito Black, the music artist, what is that? What's the definition of that to you?
Peace. Music provided a lot of peace for me. I growing up and listening to music, that was one thing that it was very soothing to me. No matter what the genre was, I can listen to music and I can just I can escape, go to a place, my mind will just drift off.
Yes.
But when I became an artist, it became a whole different thing, because from peace, it became therapy for me, because now I found some way to react to things different. I don't have to get pissed off and put hands on nobody or nothing like that, or I ain't got to do no nonsense, because my emotions I can actually sit there, put on my headphones, zone out, and I can write, or I can freestyle, just go off the whole time.
Not everything deserves a reaction.
Exactly.
Some things and some people, you have to leave them right where they're at.
Exactly.
Unapologetically. Boom. And I feel like another thing that brought me peace is learning to say no without explaining myself.
Absolutely.
Because I used to always feel like I owed someone an explanation when I told them no about them wanting to do something or they needed something. We don't owe an explanation. No, it's just no, point blank, period.
Exactly.
And if they can't take it for that, then they're not your people.
That's a fact.
Are you or have you ever been an overthinker?
He
over there shaking his head. That's me too. It keeps me up at night.
I would say, yes, I'm an overthinker for the fact that there's so many things I want to do and accomplish that my mind be on going on a million. I can't. That's why, like, people be like, "Do you ever sleep?" And it's like, yeah, but for the sleep thing, for me, like, people need 8 hours. A couple of hours is good. It's good for me. My body could be back to at it. But God got his ways to set me down, though. Like, if I'm on go and I keep going and going, he'll eventually sit me down for that good 8 hours and be like, okay. But then for me, that's like a reset to be on go for another few months. But I will honestly say I'm very consistent and resilient when it comes to this music. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This is everything that comes with it. Like, it's dope that I do get paid off the music. It's dope that a lot of people do show me love off the music, but the most important thing is just off of the simple fact that this started as a dream.
Yeah.
It started as a dream, and now I can smile and be happy and be blessed and say this is a reality.
Absolutely. I heard you say just a minute ago that you're staying consistent with it, and that's one of the most important things for an artist to do or anything we're doing in life, to see results. Exactly. Can't go to the gym once a year and expect to have a six-pack. I've been trying that for a long time, and it don't work. Whatever it is, we got to stay consistent with. But let me ask you this. What do you feel like is something that Carlito Black needs to work on a little bit more? Like, we got to hold ourselves accountable. As an artist.
As an artist, I got a good team, so I got a great phenomenal. I can't say. Only thing I'll say I need to work on is keep working. That's it. I can't like I said. It's no real complaints because everything that's happened is due to I'm a good listener.
Yeah.
I'm a hard worker. I'm about my business. So with the music thing is like people be looking for things to say like, oh, what could he do? But I do the interviews. I've been on TV. I did the magazines. I do it all. I guess people just now, the world is just waiting to see, oh, who could Carlito Black gonna sign with? That's pretty much.
Is that something you desire to do if it makes sense? Is you want, and a little bit deeper into that, would you want to sign with maybe like a moving independent label, or do you want to sign with a major?
In the beginning of my career, thinking about signing, it was like, okay, I'll sign with a major whoever could benefit what I got going on. But with everything that me and my team accomplished, is like, if I were to sign with any label, I would like it to be in the aspect of making it a partnership. Because with the brand that we have and everything we known to do and how we work, is just like, you wouldn't have to do much. You like just give us the budget and we'll take it from there. We promote heavy. We always work, and I'm always in the studio shooting videos and everything like that. So like, just get the budget. That's it. I want to do a partnership because the whole Boss Life or No Life 75718 brand. Eventually, we would like to bring artists under the umbrella. Of course, you gotta show and prove, because once I'm going, then it's all gonna be hard. But I would like it to be a partnership. Like, I would be able to sign, but at the same time, I could bring that along with me, just like what 50 Cent did with G Unit.
Yeah,
I would want a situation like that, so I can bring people under me and just make my situation elevate like it needs to.
Absolutely. There's a lot of moguls out there. Yo Gotti's one of them for sure. You know, Master P. There's so many historically. Of course, 50's one of my favorites. I love following him because he be cutting up on social media. He be cutting up. He ain't got no filter. But I love the fact that 2 Chainz is one of them. They put other artists in a position to win. They know the formula because they've done it, right?
Exactly.
And I feel like them situations are more genuine because, let's just be honest, these major labels, unless the artist these days is already making a ton of money on their own, they're not signing artists because they consider them a liability. They want them already to be packaged and ready to go. They're not doing artist development anymore. So it's like, if you can get into a situation like working with a 50 or a Yo Gotti or one of these guys like that, I feel like artists have a better opportunity to really get themselves out there, because these major labels want you to already like damn near be a major before they sign you. It's crazy.
Exactly. I think most labels, like major labels anyway, they look for the artist to be somewhat naive. Because if, like, when you have a good head on your shoulders and you smart, it kind of like intimidates labels, because you ask the questions that most artists won't ask. You already know what to expect. Like, because trust and believe, it's been label offers on the table, but the minute it's like, can we discuss this and have a meeting? It's like, all right, now it's they go silent. But that doesn't deter me or discourage me or anything like that, because it's like, at the end of the day, it'd be a damn shame for me to go over here, then your president or your CEO would be like, so he just wanted to talk about the contract and you couldn't do that, you just stopped. Somebody gonna end up losing their job.
That is facts, and that's why it's so important for artists to either understand and read these contracts or hire an entertainment attorney to do it for you.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen it, and one of the biggest complaints that I see from signed artists is, man, the label's doing me wrong. Well, they're probably not necessarily doing you wrong. You just didn't read your contract. If you read your contract, you'd understand why they're doing what they're doing, right? Exactly. So it's like, man, you got to dive in and read them contracts. So I'm glad that you've kind of avoided some situations that may not have suited what you have going on, because you've got your own motion. Yeah, definitely. You know, you and your team got your own motion.
My first contract was actually offered to me when I was like 17. And even at 17, like I was smart. I've always been ahead of my time, but I've read the contract. The contract was crazy. Like, what the dude like had to buy my masters back. He wanted a large percentage of performance of a show. I'm just like, I told, like, and it almost like got there. It was almost one of them situations.
Because you were young, probably.
Yeah. And he thought, because, he's from the hood and this and that, and like, that don't do nothing. I was 17 years old with 2 apartments, and yeah, so I wasn't scratching money. I always been a hustler. That's one thing about me. I always been a hustler, and he thought he could take advantage. The funny thing is, like, I let the same dude, I let him stay in one of my apartments. So when he tried to get all in his feelings and get mad or whatever, I ain't like. At first, when he said the stuff he said, it could have got there, but I'm like, yeah, it ain't worth no felony or nothing like that. But yeah, I definitely suggest artists read them contracts. If you don't have the knowledge, get the knowledge. You can't. It's things you can look up, you can read, and everything like that. But it's crazy these days and times. The artists don't. They more so focus on putting on a show on social media more than they ain't focused on working in the studio.
Man, that is facts. It's all for clout.
Exactly.
And it irks my soul, because I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? You're not here for that. Even with what I do, there are people out here who do what I do, and they do it for a clout, for how many views and how many likes. I don't care about that stuff. I want to build a true organic, following and fan base. Same thing that you're doing as well. And it might take people like us a little bit longer, because we're doing it the right way. But the people who do follow us and become fans of what we do are going to stick with us for the long ride, right? Exactly. They're not going nowhere.
Our careers too tend to usually last longer anyway. When your foundation is built off of gimmicks and things such as that, like, eventually all that stuff catch up, and especially now, especially with social media and the internet being the way it is, it's like, it's getting to a point of the world is getting tired of the gimmicks and all the fake stuff. That they want to see something organic. They want to see something real. And everybody always said that you a genuine artist. You're great at what you do. But like, you not like these other artists. So it's gonna take. And I'm cool. I'm a patient dude. At the end of the day, God got a plan for me. And as everybody can see, me and my team is executing. No questions asked. There's no excuses. We executing.
You guys have such a humble spirit. I love that. Absolutely. Like, you're confident in who you are, but you're humble at the same time. And coming from a woman's perspective, I feel like that's going to take you a whole lot further, because I deal with so many types of energies that I have to sit down and do this with. And I'm not going to lie, like, some days it drains me because of the energy that some of these artists radiate. And I'm just like, I've had to send a couple artists up out of here because of just such a negative vibe was coming from them. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not going to sell my soul to sit down with someone who's giving me a bad, cringy vibe, if that makes sense. I just want to say you guys always just radiate that good energy, positive vibes, and that alone, outside of your talent, is going to carry you a really long way. Not just in business, but just in life, period.
That's a fact. It shows. It definitely, God continuously blesses me and my team, and not only through the music stuff, but just through life in general. When you choose to keep a good heart through all the unnecessary stuff, it guaranteed the rewards will be there. Like me and my cousin, we actually had a conversation the other day when people don't treat us right and they try to do us dirty or whatever, and so many people out there that be looking for us to respond and have some type of negative thing to say or react in a negative way, and it's just like certain things like that don't deserve your time and your energy.
Yeah.
That's like even when I see people on the internet with the celebrities going back and forth.
Never.
At the end of the day, you could call it speaking your truth, and in all honesty, it's not just entertainment for the people that don't care. I don't like, for anybody that I done heard people say negative things or whatever the case may be, and I'm blessed. Like, do it look like I'm stressing anything like that? Like, at the end of the day, you got to invest your time and energy into stuff that benefits you. Sitting there going back and forth with somebody over some rumors or some nonsense, like really, what does that benefit you at all? You just giving people a show that they're going to keep it going until it get out of hand. So
it's like going back to school days where if someone picks on you, if you let them know what bothers you, they're going to keep doing it and keep doing it. Exactly. But if you act like it don't bother you, that's what I always told growing up. My mom's like, if someone picks on you, don't let them know if it's bothering you, because they're going to eventually fall off and then go pick on someone else. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with this internet bullying. Man, people be tough behind the fucking phone typing, but I bet you if they see you in person, they ain't gonna check you like that. You know what I'm saying? They a bunch of internet bullies. And I'm like you, I'm very neutral when it comes to social media. I don't feed into that. I don't go back and forth, because that will literally consume everything about your being and your soul. You could spend hours on there going back and forth with people. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm living my best life.
Social media is crazy, because I go up there to promote positivity and promote the brand and promote music. Other than that, I don't be caught up in nonsense, because even these dudes out here, these dudes is crazy. Like, it be these chicks out here that be fans of what we do and things like that, and dudes be getting in their feelings and and it's like, weird. Like, you can't. My thing, if you insecure like that, don't be in no relationship, because how your chick being a fan of my music causes you not to like me. Like, I ain't gonna stop making the music I make because your chick like it. Like, if she like it, she like it. I'm not one of them dudes that's gonna be in her DM or nothing like that, but it just goes to show how the social media things works. It's so much negativity and drama and things such as that.
Yeah.
But I don't pay attention to none of that stuff. Nobody can get me in my bag to have me ranting or none of that nonsense on social media. That's not my style at all.
I think if we use it as the tool that it's meant to be used as, it could have so much positivity behind it. But then there's the weirdos who use it. They even go as much as creating fake accounts and trolling people. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, it's I don't know. And maybe it's because I'm a little older and I don't understand some of this younger generation stuff. Because even when I was younger, I don't feel like the stuff that I did and went through is in comparison to what some of these youngins are doing now, because they have social media, right? Let's just switch gears for a second. Acting is something that interests you. Yeah. You know, all in your acting bag. Tell us.
The funny thing is, they was doing a web series in New York, and me and my manager, we were supposed to be a part of that, but things didn't fall through. But yeah, I can just seeing the movies and everything I see and watching the series as I watch, I like literally I'm like, I'm great at what I do, like, and I love art. So I could see myself in like being in a scene of Godfather or Harlem or something like that, because
you got the voice for it, for sure.
I know how to project myself. I know how to, like, even with the mute, like, even with music, certain songs, it brings out a certain type of emotion. I done cried in the studio making certain songs, so I know how to dig deep and think to a place that'll bring that out that emotion. And I just think I'll be a beast on the screen. I just think I'll kill it. So yeah, that's something I definitely look forward to do. Like, like I said, we were supposed to be on a web series. That's still on the table. That'll be my first thing, and I'm looking forward to it. I know that I can make it happen.
50, holler at him.
Definitely holler at me. Holler at me.
50, holler at him, because I love what 50 stands for. Like, I know a lot of people be going back and forth with him, but he's one of my favorite people. I just think that he's truly 110% himself, but I love the fact that he's put so many other people in a position to win when he didn't have to. That ended up flipping up and switching up on him. We ain't gonna get into that too deep, but you get what I'm saying? Like,
I'm a fan of 50. I've been a fan of 50 since his mixtapes. So definitely, I kind of like growing up, I like felt, because I used to be all with the muscles and the tank tops and stuff. I have my G Unit headband too. So I was like, I was definitely following the motion, and I was definitely a big fan of everything he was doing. You know, that comes with the game. I had people switch on me that I put on, so I definitely know the feeling. It's just certain things you don't even feed into, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, some people, some things you got to leave it right where it's at.
Exactly.
One of the biggest things that I've learned in life, and it honestly, it was probably in my 20s. It took an older guy that I used to work with, something he said to me, and it's always stuck with me. He said, in life, you have to learn to be more proactive rather than reactive. Exactly. Think about your moves and how they can affect you and other people around you. It could keep you out of some ugly situations. It could keep the pipeline from getting clogged up. You get what I'm saying? Being proactive. And when he told me that, it literally just switched something in my head. And it's kind of one of those things that I think that maybe we should already know, but we're out here doing our thing, especially when we become a parent. You got to think about every single move you make before you make it. How is this going to affect me and the people around me?
That's very true.
Rather than being reactive, because when you're reactive, that's why somebody's young is they pull out a gun, they'll shoot you, and then they suffer the consequences because they react off of emotion.
And plus, a lot of people is glorifying what they do, like with the whole YN thing. They kind of like push that agenda. It's like, if you don't like something, like, why would you give a title to something that's ignorant?
Right.
And like, now this thing is becoming something of entertainment. Like, they figure it's a way of entertainment, it's not cool.
Right.
So, because it's like you glorifying it. When you give it a nickname, title, whatever, you're glorifying what they doing instead of, like, me, even with the stuff that I be seeing on social media, the ignorant, negative stuff people I don't share it, or like, that'll get you blocked real quick. I don't argue with I'm such at peace right now. I don't argue with nobody. I don't fight with nobody, no nothing. I will get distant. And if depending on how you continue to act, distance will become me becoming ghost. And once I become ghost, it's difficult to get in touch with me. I don't have time to invest in no negativity or no bad energy. If that's how you choose to be, if that's how you are, rock on, but rock on away from me. I don't feel the need to be arguing with nobody or going back and forth. Like, it's all about the company you keep. It's truly about the company you keep. And a lot of people in the world, they just surround the wrong company, but they surround themselves around this company because they're afraid to be alone. And what people don't understand, being alone is a thing that's great for everyone, because you get to know yourself, you get to observe and things such as that. And a lot of people act like they're afraid to be by themselves, and it causes you to be around bad people, and then the bad people get you involved in some stuff, and then you fumble your whole life.
You are absolutely right, because I've been there. There was a point in time in my life I felt like I had to have somebody in my life, right? And it winded up not being a good situation. It wasn't anything horrible, but it just wasn't for me. But the older I get, I love being by myself. Man, let me close my door and lay in here for hours by myself, and I'm cool with that. Because it's like I found that energy, that personal inner space where I'm just like, man, I feel good. Like, because I feel like we have to spend time with ourselves. That's super important for our mental. Because being around people all the time can drain you.
Yeah, I'm a people person when it comes to me doing what I have to do, but I stay to myself, and it stays to myself helps maintain my peace. It helps balance everything out. That's why I tell these ladies out here, like, don't instantly connect with a man and think it's going to be what you wanted to be. Learn to, because, and it's not just for the ladies, it's for the men too. Learn to build with somebody, because people literally talk to you, they'll say everything you want to hear, but that's due to social media that they know what to say and how to act, because you done put so much out there for them to know that you don't even take the opportunity to build. See, me, any chick I choose to deal with, I'm going to build with you. It's not, I'm not trying to get nothing from you. I'm not trying to use from you or take from you. Any chick that I get with, I want to build with you. I want to see what you got planned for the future. I want to see what you want to do with your life and things such as that. A lot of people, men and female, they don't do that. They just rush and jump into a situation, and then when they don't get the results they want, they just fall apart. That's why I tell people, build. It's good to build with somebody before you take that lunge, because if you sit there and you just jump off the bridge and be like, oh, that's why a lot of these relationships on social media, they don't last that long, because nobody's building. They just hopping into the situation. Like, it's nothing wrong with taking risks, but that's not something you take a risk with. Stop. Another thing, you got to stop. These people got to stop looking for love. Love is not meant to be looked for. It comes to you.
That's right.
It comes to you. It's a feeling you get, and you'll know it's real. So when you go out there and you look for stuff like that, you end up finding something you don't need at all, and that's what's going on heavy in today's world. A lot of people out there looking for something that's not meant to be looked for, and they coming back with something negative, and they don't know how to handle it.
And stop trying to change unhealed people, because it'll never work. I've been there, done that.
Me too.
I've been there, done that. I thought in my past 2 relationships, not to put my business out there, but, you know, maybe it might help another young lady or young man out there. Don't try to change someone who's not healed. You got to allow them to heal on their own.
Exactly.
Because it's not going to work. I promise you that.
All you can do is guide them if they willing to take the guidance. But if they not, you gotta just separate yourself. I learned that from personal experiences also. I tried to guide and give that needed direction, because I feel like in any time you choose to deal with someone in a relationship, that's what both of y'all should be doing. Being in a relationship with somebody, y'all supposed to both guide each other. Y'all supposed to build with each other. Y'all supposed to help each other elevate to the points y'all want to be in life. But like you said, if somebody don't want to accept the guidance, they don't want to accept the love you have to offer, then you gotta just let them go. You can't keep trying to force people to accept you and accept what you trying to do for them, because that'll only make them worse. Because most people, they look at direction and you trying to help them and be there for them is, you trying to control me, you trying to tell me what to do, which is crazy. But you never know how somebody think mentally. That's why I tell people, learn to build.
One of the most important things in personal, business, or whatever is building them relationships, because I say it all the time, building them right relationships will put you in places that money cannot.
Exactly.
You know, it's powerful. Absolutely. So let's check out this record that we got loaded up. It's called Get Up, right?
Definitely.
Who produced it?
I gotta look that up. I forgot who the producer is. That
means you got to come back and sit down with us again to tell us who the producer is. I'm just kidding.
Definitely.
Is there a visual for it yet?
Oh man, the visual for that one that's gonna be a movie, like literally. With these songs on this project, I have done a couple videos to the songs off the Internal Conflict project, but for certain records, the videos is gonna be very cinematic. Get Up is gonna be one of those records that the video has to be very cinematic, because Get Up it has a lot of pain, but at the same time, Get Up is a survivor song. It's for the warriors. Like that's what Get Up pretty much symbolizes: being a survivor, being a warrior. Even when you down at your worst, picking yourself back up and getting up. And like even when we talked about mental health, that's what me picking myself up through all that. Like I'm like, I came back stronger than ever. Like I could have gave up on myself and just said, this is it for me. I can't do it no more. But when I picked myself back up, I came back more of a warrior, more of an animal, ready to take the world on full speed, and that's just been the time that I've been on.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for sharing your journey today.
Definitely.
Thank you for being transparent.
I'm here to help the people.
Absolutely. He might be your new therapist through his music. Where can people follow you at on all the platforms that you're available on?
If you want to follow me on IG, I'm the real Carlito Black on IG. You can find me on Facebook at Carlito BLONL Black. On I think Twitter is BL Carlito Black. On TikTok I think it's BL Carlito Black. I'm gonna change some of my handles. I'm gonna make it so everything is Carlito BLONL Black, because that's how you can reach me on the music platforms. On all digital streaming platforms, it's Carlito BLONL Black. And for my YouTube channel, that's 75718 space Money King. You can find all my videos and everything. I'm about to start uploading some of my performances up there too. I'm going to start doing that too, because I got a lot of performances I want to upload up there.
People love seeing that type of content.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Who do you want to shout out to, Carlito Black, or just give thanks to for supporting you?
Man, shout out to my manager, my primo, my cousin, my big brother, Nax Stars. Y'all know how we rocking the dynamic duo. If you know, you know. Shout out to my hermano Zambrana. He's in Miami. That's my guy. Shout out to Blanco Beats. He's actually producing majority of the Deeper Than Rap album. Shout out to my baby. Zaza, Mama, King. Shout out to y'all. Daddy love y'all. Y'all know what I do this for. Shout out to Keem. Shout out to my cousin Keem. Shout out to him. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for the opportunity. Like, even from a distance, we still been rocking.
Yeah.
Everything like that, staying in touch. And like I said, we back at it like we never left. Just shout out to everybody that believes and supports the Boss Life, No Life 75718 brand. Like, y'all the reason we here. Y'all, the love y'all show, the support y'all show. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Stay On Beat out of Miami. He another one. He's like the feedback and everything he give me to my music. He believes. Shout out to Bertia. Shout out to everybody that believes in us and what we do and shows us love and positivity, because that's the thing that keeps us motivated and inspired. Like, we here to stay. We not playing no games. We here to take over. We got a lot of stuff on the way. We only in the first quarter, right? We still in the first quarter of the year. That's 3 quarters left. We already started this year off crazy, like real crazy. And like, I love everybody that love us, man. We came a long way, and we only gonna go further. Like I said, we definitely always gonna appreciate you. This ain't gonna be the last time. No, we gonna link again.
Nah, facts, big facts, and I appreciate you, both you guys. You know, thank you both for always, like I said, bringing that good energy. And whether it's in person, online, it's just always very consistent, and I appreciate that 100%. Let's check out the record, though. You ready to get into it?
Let me say one more thing.
Yeah.
For all the ladies out there that don't know, I am single. I ain't gonna say I'm looking. But I am single, so, you know.
Holla at him.
He's showing y'all love, because I definitely appreciate, I gotta say this, I appreciate my female fan base, because y'all be rocking harder than the fellas when it comes to showing love and support.
Always.
And it ain't even just the songs I made for y'all. Y'all show love on everything. Y'all show love on the street records, the mental health records. Y'all show love heavy, so definitely salute to the ladies. Keep rocking with your boy. I'm in the gym. I'm getting better. Like I said, I'm looking better, feeling greater. I'm here, man. I feel 20 years younger.
I love that you're working on yourself. We need to constantly be a work in progress, because let me tell you something. The older you get, the more difficult it is. The older you get, the more difficult it is. Like, for me, it's a constant battle. The weight comes up, then it goes down, then it comes up, and it goes down. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is going on?
I was slacking. I ain't gonna lie. I was slacking off.
It happens to all of us.
I slacked off bad, because it was just everything that was going on. I'm just like, But then it just got to a point I happened to walk past that mirror and I looked. I'm like, hold on.
Hold on, I got to do something right quick.
Like, hold on. I'm like, I've been rocking the dad bod for too long. And one time my son was doing like this and doing like that like some months ago. And I'm like, oh, nah. I can't accept this. So when he did that, now when I be working out, he be looking at me all crazy. He was like, dang, Dad, you're strong. He was like, you're real strong. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you gonna be this way eventually. I'm like, when you get older, you'll see.
I love it. Man, again, I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing that positive energy, good vibes. But let's check out the record. Go ahead and introduce it for us.
This is Carlito Black, and this is Get Up off of my Internal Conflict EP. I hope y'all rock with it, even though I know y'all rock with it because y'all rock with me. Appreciate y'all.
Facts. Y'all stay tuned for it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to The Hype 87.3.
Carlito Black. Internal conflict. They don't feel what I feel. I haven't been through what I've been through. Nah. Times I wanted to give up with my wrist all slit up, tears in my eyes, don't recognize the man in the mirror. You couldn't even stomach the way that I was feeling. Nah.